All right, let's talk about material. Scooter bars come primarily in three main materials. You've got steel, aluminum, and titanium. We'll start with aluminum. The aluminum bars are pretty popular, especially with the younger riders. It is the lightest possible option you can get, but in consequence, it's also the most fragile. They are pre-rigid, however, they do tend to bend over time. Usually you're going to be limited to either an IHC or an SCS setup. There are some exceptions to the rule, but that's going to be your aluminum bars. All right, we're going to move on and talk about steel. Steel is the oldest and most commonly used. It's going to often be a 4130 heat-treated chromoly. These are super strong. It is by far the strongest option you can get on a bar. However, contrary to the aluminum, it's also the heaviest option. They are incredibly rigid and come in multiple sizes, so you can get oversized and standard sized steel bars. This means that a steel bar with the right inner and outer diameter can fit on any compression you want. Just be sure to double check that. If you're not sure, hit up the specs section on our website to see which steel type bar your compression is going to fit with. All right, last but certainly not least is the titanium bars. Over the years, titanium has gained in popularity for its strength and weight. You get an excellent strength to weight ratio, not quite as light as aluminum, but almost, and not quite as strong as steel, but almost. So a nice mix. They do flex more than both steel and titanium, so that feeling you do need to get used to. They should always come in an oversized format, which means they can fit in HIC or SCS. If you do see somebody selling standard size titanium bars, we don't recommend it because of the flex, the smaller downshaft, not ideal. So HIC, SCS, super lightweight, super strong, very popular with the park and even some street riders. That's your titanium. A little bit more expensive, usually worth the buck.